Hello folks, this is Sula speaking. I'm here with another preview video for Game 8 of Civ4 AI Survivor Season number 7. This will be the last opening round game, and after this we will have had all of the leaders will have run through their initial match, and then we'll have the wildcard game, and then we will get into the actual playoffs themselves. All right, so who do we have here in this final match of the opening round? 7 AI leaders in this one. They are jammed together on a pretty small continent. Sometimes the maps I roll are bigger than others. This one feels very tight between these 7 leaders. Let's go ahead and introduce the individuals, shall we? First of all, up here, we have Huayna Capac of the Incas, probably the most popular overall leader in Civ4 AI Survivor. He was the champion back in Season 2. He's been back to the championship, made it back last year as well. Has scored the most points all time in Civ4 AI Survivor history. Just has been a very, very dominant leader, and as such commanded the largest auction bid anyone's ever bid on an AI leader in our fantasy draft this year. Actually had a bid of 100 gold, which is half of the starting allotment for fantasy. Anyway, as far as this particular game goes, he has a pig resource, he has a copper at his starting position, and he will be in the northwest corner of the map. All right, now joining him here on this game, we will go to our Pool 2 leader. Huayna Capac was the Pool 1 leader, if that wasn't already clear. Pool 2 leader for this game is Charlemagne. He was the winner of Civ4 AI Survivor season number 3. Season number 4. Stalin was season number 3. Winner of season number 4. Somewhat fraudulent winner, but he did end up winning the championship game that year. Charlemagne is a leader who is another one of those religion plus military. He has the imperialistic trait to expand. Otherwise, he is going to focus on religion. He's probably going to found a religion. He's one of only 2 leaders that starts with mysticism. It's Charlemagne and Huayna Capac. So they will probably both found religions on the opposite side of the map. Charlemagne tends to do well if he can make allies religiously. If he can't, he then tends to struggle. So he's got a bit of a forested capital position here, but he also has one of the more isolated starting positions. So whether that's to his advantage or not, we'll find out. All right, the other 5 leaders are all unseeded, which means they have not traditionally been as successful in past years. Down here, the first of the unseeded leaders is Genghis Khan Temujin of the Mongols. He has traditionally been one of the leaders who's just too aggressive for his own good. He fights wars he can't win, and what's this thing called economy? He does not seem to know what that is. Does have double animal husbandry resources, which is actually pretty good for the Mongols. Can go right onto animal husbandry at the start of the game, and an early copper. So he's going to have some toys to play around with this game. Most likely Genghis Khan doesn't win this game, but he probably ruins someone else's game is the most likely outcome. All right, on the northern side of the map, we have Louis of France. We actually have double French leaders in this game. Louis has the traditional French colors, and then Napoleon's got the red. Louis has a bit of an interesting mix. He's got the industrious plus creative traits, 2 that don't necessarily have a whole lot of synergy. And Louis' biggest weakness is he often gets involved in a lot of wonder building. That said, he has a very nice looking capital here, so it'll be interesting to see what he can make of this. I know that there's some people that are fans of Louis in this game just because they really think that this is a good capital. Where he puts the second city could be interesting. Anytime someone's got the gold resource at their capital, it's always very, very nice. I guess maybe he's got these floodplains down here for a second city. That said, Louis has not traditionally been successful in AI Survivor, but perhaps this is his year with this start. All right, other French leader, Napoleon down here. He also has another gold tile at the starting position. I was not deliberately giving these out to the French leaders. These are natural starts. I never would edit a gold resource into a starting position, even though sometimes I have to do little tweaks elsewhere. Napoleon, the most militaristic of the French leaders, as befitting his historical personality. His traits are not especially good. Excuse me, organized and charismatic. He's just going to train a lot of units. He has one of the highest trained unit emphases of any AI in the game. So he tends to build huge number of units and then he throws them at other people and he's going to try to win by conquest. Has not been too terribly successful doing that in the past. So we'll see. He does have a couple of high piece weight AIs on his borders in Ramses and Washington for him to throw units at. But another leader, very much like Genghis Khan, doesn't really build an economy. So even if he has early military success, he usually gets outscaled by other leaders down the road. All right, our last two leaders here, we have Ramses of Egypt here in the middle. Ramses had one game in, I think, season 3 where he had a second place finish. And apparently, according to our alternate histories, he was actually super dominant on that map. Got a little bit unlucky in the game we saw on live stream. But outside of that, he's done very, very little in AI Survivor. He's one of the lowest scoring leaders in the field, if a little bit better than Hatshepsut, the other Egyptian leader. His starting position here, I mean, there's a couple different resources here, a lot of animal husbandry ones. He's also got stone, which is probably useful for him because he's going to build a lot of wonders. Ramses with Spiritual Industrious likes to build wonders. That said, I do fear for him long term because his position is Genghis Khan on one side, Napoleon on the other side, Louis to the north. That's a lot of low piece weight AIs in his immediate vicinity, and there's not a ton of space here. So if left alone, he might be able to build an economy and go off and do wonder building, but I think there's a good chance he's just going to build wonders for somebody else. All right, and then finally, last but not least, we have Washington of the Americans here. Washington's probably the most effective of the American leaders in this game, none of which have been particularly great. He's got an odd combination in the sense that he's a high piece weight AI leader who doesn't really start a lot of wars, but he also does like to train units. His traits are also kind of leaning in that direction as well. Expansive, charismatic. Charismatic in particular, good for training units. He is the leader who gets bonus health and bonus happiness in his cities, which is a little bit weird. Good on a resource poor map, but this is probably not an especially resource poor map. At least he does have some agricultural resources at the start to take advantage of that, and ivory is of course always great for the AIs in this game. Unlock the war elephants, give them additional early game happiness. So here's the zoomed out map with all the resources, just if folks want to get a quick look at this. I will mention again that we run picking contests for each of these games. Again, this is game number 8, so you probably know that by now, but if you are new to this, we do try to guess who's going to be the winner, who's going to be the first one to die, the victory condition, etc. And there will be a link to that picking contest underneath this video. So I hope that you will be able to join us for Civ4 AI Survivor Season number 7, Game number 8, which will take place 1 week from when this video gets posted on YouTube, June 9th, 2023, June the 9th, and that will be at our normal noon Eastern time starting. So hope that we'll catch you on live stream for, as I said, game number 8 of season number 7 for Civ4 AI Survivor. Until then, good luck with your picks, have a great week, and take care.